Welcome back to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew here, winning Turo strategies, winning strategies for Turo. And weekly we give helpful tips for new hosts and high-level hacks for veterans. And a hack that's underutilized for veteran hosts is the federal EV tax credit. If you're not familiar with how it works, literally the federal government, if you purchase a certain vehicle, they're going to give you a certain amount of money between $4,500 and $7,500 immediately back off of whatever your income was for that year. And it's different than just a write-off. It's actually cash back. So if you've had a productive year in Turo, and you can use one of these tax credits, now you only get to use one, so you can't buy 3 different vehicles and keep all 3. You can only use one per year. But if you haven't made an electric car purchase or a vehicle that qualifies for a federal EV tax credit, Toyota is giving you a great opportunity. A lot of people don't take advantage of these federal tax credits because it's kind of hard to find the right vehicle to do it. A lot of times when a manufacturer rolls out a car like that qualifies, usually they kind of jack the price up about $7,500 more than the vehicle's worth. And because they know people are getting the rebate money anyways. And then once the rebates are gone, after making 200,000 of the cars or the vehicle, then that manufacturer loses the federal tax credit. And then they'll lower the price down on the vehicles. So Toyota is giving you a great opportunity here. And it's not intentional, but Toyota just made a huge announcement that they're going to be rolling, they're cutting production, shutting down factories for the next 3 months, and no vehicles being produced. And Toyota has made out much better than some of the other manufacturers, especially the American manufacturers, when it comes to production and inventory and being able to keep their dealers with inventory. Now, all dealerships have struggled to get inventory, including Toyotas, but there's a lot more there has been a lot more Toyotas out there than Chevy trucks and Ford trucks and those type of things. And but that will change very, very quickly because for 3 months they're not making any vehicles. And Toyota has also been very slow to the EV party. Spent a lot of the resources on the hydrogen. Still spend resources on the hydrogen. They also obviously were the first people with the hybrids. The Toyota Priuses came on the market over 20 years ago. So they've got a huge advantage in hybrids, and they continue to just make a lot of hybrids. But they both came out with 2 new vehicles this year. One is the Toyota Prius Prime. And in my opinion, it's a better Prius than the regular Prius. One, it has the battery in it is 5 times the size of the standard Prius, over 5 times, about 5.5 times the size of the standard Prius. And what that allows you to do is to plug in hybrid, so you can actually plug the car in, and you can go up to 30 to 40 miles on just electric alone. And so it really gives it if you don't drive a ton of miles, you can use primarily just electric, and it's a more versatile vehicle than the Prius Prime. Also, the weight of the battery gives it a little bit more solid of a feel. If you've ever driven a regular Prius before, they're very, you get a good gust of wind and it can kind of pull you off the road. But the Prius Prime, it rides better. And because of the size of the battery, it qualifies for the federal tax credit. And it's a federal tax incentive of $4,500. If you are a Turo host and you've had a productive year, and you brought in a lot of income this year, and you need tax write-offs, you need tax credits, you need to purchase one of these 2 vehicles. The first is the Prius Prime. The second is an even better vehicle, which is the Toyota RAV4 Prime. And the Toyota RAV4 is a phenomenal vehicle. In my opinion, it's in most Toyota salesmen, people who know Toyota or actually work at the dealerships, it's the best vehicle that Toyota makes. Of course, the RAV4 hybrid is one of their top sellers. They sell a gazillion of them. The Toyota, the RAV4 Prime is significantly better in a lot of different ways. One, it's got a very large battery in it. and it allows it to use all that torque for acceleration. 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. It makes it the second fastest Toyota vehicle on that Toyota makes. The fastest vehicle, of course, the new Supra. Very quick car, very fun car. So if you're a host out there and you're struggling to find the next vehicle for you to purchase, maybe you've already added 1 or 2 vehicles in Turo's bonus program. If you haven't seen how to capitalize on that, watch my video on Turo's bonus program. I tell you exactly how to maximize that program. But maybe if you're looking for another vehicle to add and you're struggling to find a good deal, don't be afraid to purchase a new vehicle, especially one of these two. The Prius Prime, RAV4 Prime, both of those, great vehicles. They're going to hold their value very, very well. Production is going to be limited the rest of the year for Toyota, and these things are going to hold their value. If it doesn't do well in your market and doesn't rent the way you think it should, you just trade the vehicle in and use it for a tax credit if your state allows that. My state does. I get a tax credit when you trade in a vehicle on the vehicle you're purchasing, and use it for your next purchases. If you don't know what to target next year, I've given you 3 of them in the last few videos. So these 2 vehicles, both of them, RAV4 Prime, $7,500 credit, Prius Prime, $4,500 credit. Purchase one of those, and purchase one of those within the next month if possible. I just checked cars.com before I started cutting this video. In my area, within 100 miles, there's plenty of RAV4 Primes out there, 330 within 100 miles of us. The Prius Primes are a little harder to get a hold of, and there's only about 28 of them within 100 miles of me. But maybe in your market, they're definitely out there. You definitely have access to them. But if you wait too long, it'll be difficult to find one, and you'll also probably have to pay a premium because the inventory is going to be quickly depleted going into the end of the year, and you need one of these before the December 31st. After December 31st, well, you have to use the tax credit for the following year. Well, if you need the tax write-offs this year, you need to purchase it soon, and hopefully the sooner the better. And the other great thing about a Toyota, they are the lowest depreciating new car vehicles. Year-old, 2-year-old Toyotas are practically very close to the brand new price because people know that anybody targeting them, the only reason they're targeting that vehicle a year or 2 old is because they can't find a new one that has the options that they want. And so you can sell them for, dealerships can sell them for almost the same price as new ones, especially if the inventory is depleted. So, your hack for this week, successful Turo host, purchase a Prius Prime, purchase a Toyota RAV4 Prime, and add between $5,000 and ultimately a total of $10,000 to your bottom line this year, 2021. And if it doesn't do well on your platform, in your market, you trade it in on one of the other vehicles I mentioned, the Bronco, the Maverick, the Cybertruck. All of those vehicles are going to be phenomenal in the next 2 years. You just trade the vehicle in. And you don't pay tax on that if your state allows that. So, hope this is helpful. We'll continue to give you the most up-to-date news for the auto market, which can help you in the Turo business. And once again, this is a game, and the people who are going to be best at the game are people who follow things, who stay up to date, and can make moves for others. And Turo's a game. If you're going to play the game, know the rules, stay up to date, have fun, and be smart, protect your assets. I'm out.